This is the solution of enteric coated tablets experiment, practical part. First, we will start with simulated gastric fluid SGF stage, also known as acidic soaking stage. First, set up the dissolution apparatus as type 2 dissolution apparatus paddle method at 37 degrees Celsius and 75 RPM. Before doing anything, each group should clean thoroughly 2 paddles and 2 vessels. These will be used during the testing. Please use liquid detergent and distilled water to do so. Start with paddles cleaning, then the solution vessels. Also clean the replacement vessel where we will put the medium, the fresh medium for replacement. After doing so, measure 900 ml of 0.1 normal HCl. Using a measuring cylinder. Place the 900 ml 0.1 normal HCl in the first vessel and immediately cover the vessel. Remember, we are using this cover to avoid evaporation of water, as we are using aqueous-based dissolution medium, and place around 100 roughly measured of 0.1 normal HCl in the replacement vessel and also cover it immediately. We will test diclogesic 50 milligrams diclofenic sodium enteric coated tablet. The product is claimed to be enterically coated, and our aim is to test this claim. Place the tablet in the vessel. Adjust timing and testing simultaneously. This stage will take 45 minutes. Meanwhile, prepare yourself for sampling. Remember, SGF stage samples should be withdrawn at 15 and 45 minutes. And remember again that the sampling methodology is with replacement. Replacement is done using a fresh medium kept at the same temperature as we did in the replacement vessel. This step is done to maintain the same volume, constant volume of the medium all over the testing, which is part of experiment optimization or testing optimization. We will use gravity filtration to filter any undissolved particles in the sample that will interfere with the absorbance measurement, our analytical procedure. Remember, in gravity filtration, we will use Erlenmeyer flask, funnel, filter paper. Filter paper should be wetted with the medium, which is in this stage 0.1 normal HCl. Sampling will be done using 5 ml volumetric pipette. So, replacement should be done using a second 5 ml volumetric pipette. Clean your pipette with distilled water. And also, meanwhile waiting for the first sample, please prepare your UV spectrophotometer. How? First, clean the cuvette using distilled water several times, then clean it using the medium also several times. Fill the medium in the cuvette. Dry the cuvette. Place it in the UV spectrophotometer in the correct position, transparent surfaces toward the UV lamp beam. Adjust the lambda via pushing the set nanometer button and zero your UV spectrophotometer via pushing measure Planck button. Now, when the time comes, we will take the sample. Remember, the sample should be withdrawn from the right position, which is vertically anywhere in the middle third of the medium, and horizontally the midpoint between the wall of the vessel and the shaft of the rotating element. Place it on the filter paper and replace using a clean 5 ml pipette from the medium, the replacement medium we prepared. In this experiment, we will use the same filter paper for each stage, which means we will change the filter paper only between stages. So, we do not need to discard the first portion, as the first sample will represent the saturation for the next samples in the same stage. Measure the absorbance. Remember always to dry the cuvette completely before replacing it in the UV spectrophotometer. Meanwhile, prepare the simulated intestinal fluid. Phosphate buffer pH 7.4. This will be used as the medium in the SIF simulated gastric fluid stage. To prepare SIF, first weigh 6.8 grams of monobasic potassium phosphate, KH2PO4. And dissolve it in up to 250 ml of a double distilled water in a volumetric flask. After assuring complete solubilization of solid particles, complete the volume up to 250 ml mark. Place the prepared solution in 1 liter volumetric flask. Now, prepare a second solution that contains 180 ml of 0.2 normal NaOH and add to them 400 ml of double distilled water. This can be done in Erlenmeyer flask. Add this solution that composed of 0.2 normal NaOH and double distilled water to the first solution you prepared using 6.8 grams monobasic potassium phosphate and distilled water. Now, on a flat surface, complete the volume up to the 1 liter mark of the volumetric flask. Please use a dropper for the last few mLs. Now, place the final solution in an Erlenmeyer flask, 1 liter Erlenmeyer flask, and adjust the pH to achieve 7.4 plus minus 0.1. Remember, we do accept the pH value within 0.1 pH range. If the pH is lower than the desired pH, use a concentrated sodium hydroxide to raise it. If it is higher than the desired pH, use concentrated phosphoric acid or hydrochloric acid to lower it. Now, measure 900 ml of the prepared SIF medium and place it in the second vessel you cleaned. Immediately cover the vessel. Immediately cover the vessel. When the time comes, measure the last sample from the SGF stage . Discard the SGF medium and take the tablet on a filter paper. You have to examine the tablet for any sign of disintegration, coat cracking, or tablet swelling. Record your results and use the tablet in the second stage, which is the SIF stage. Adjust your dissolution apparatus and start testing and timing simultaneously. Place the rest of the 1 liter you prepared from the SIF in the second replacement vessel. Cover it again immediately. Measure sample absorbance and prepare for the 5-minute sample from the SIF stage. How? Rinse the Erlenmeyer flask and the funnel. Fold a filter paper, a new filter paper, and wet it. Using the SIF clean the pipettes, the same pipettes you used for the SGF stage. Clean them and use them for the second stage. Use your pipette to take the amount required for wetting. And use the same method to prepare your UV spectrophotometer. This time, the blank should be the SIF, the second stage medium. When 5 minutes elapsed, take a 5 ml sample using your volumetric pipette prepared for sampling and from the correct position we highlighted previously. filter the sample and replace it. Remember, the replacement pipette should never and under any condition touch the dissolution medium. Measure the absorbance of the sample and record it. Repeat the same for 15-minute sample, 30-minute samples, and 45-minute samples. Samples with absorbances higher than 1.2 should be diluted using a proper dilution factor. I suggest 5. One important thing in this experiment is to observe what is happening to the tablet all over the stages. Special thanks to Mr. Hamid Al-Tahir, the lab technician, and pharmacist Sarah Jaluka. Thank you for watching.